A class action lawsuit is giving former Stone Academy students millions. Although the money is coming in, the futures of some students' academic careers are still up in the air.
An investigation into a homicide in a busy Bloomfield intersection. Police are still on the lookout for a suspect with out-of-state plates.
A first-of-its-kind program aims to fix the child care worker shortage here in Connecticut. Why officials say it's a win-win for workers and families.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We begin with the ongoing saga at Stone Academy. Former students have won their first major ruling against the trade school that abruptly shut its doors.
A judge has granted a $5 million prejudgment against the Stone Academy's operators before the trial in this case begins. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner joins us in the studio now to break down the ruling. And DeAndrea, that prejudgment, that's the key word there.
Brent and Sarah, prejudgment that is the key word there. It means that they have to set aside that amount of money in assets, but the students can ask for more during trial. Now, this lawsuit is in addition to another one filed by the state attorney general's office. Now, I spoke with the lawyer on this case and a former Stone Academy student about this.
They needed, committed advocates to go out there and try to get them some relief.
The first major ruling in favor of some former Stone Academy students is underway, as a judge ruled in their favor, granting a $5 million prejudgment against Stone Academy owners.
It's the first time that we've had a judge have an opportunity to hear testimony, including the testimony of the defendants, and actually assess the evidence.
The judgment found the school failed to provide students with alternative ways to get their remaining credits prior to shutting its doors. The move essentially freezes the assets of the school's owners for $5 million as they head to trial, though the students could ask for more in damages during the trial.
And the very purpose of that is so that when you get the judgment, there's actually assets there to pay it.
And while there's hope for many students, others are still searching for answers.
I owe a student loan that I don't have a license for. I'm completely in the dark.
Jarlene Brooks was a virtual ATI student at the time, which means that all of her courses were online as she was preparing to retake the exit exam and prepare for the NCLEX. Now she says she doesn't know what the next steps are, even though she says she's contacted the Office of Higher Education.
There has been no clarification on what specifically happens to us VADI students. We are completely out in the cold. I got auto-generated emails and or messages stating we'll get back to you when we can. I haven't heard anything.
And the trial for this specific case is set to start in September of next year. In the studio, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, DeAndrea, thank you. Turning to the weather now. We had some clouds today. We had some sunshine today. What does the rest of the work week forecast look like?
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for our first look at that forecast. Hi, Rachel.
Hi. It was a warm start to the week today. Temperatures in the 50s. You can expect cooler temperatures to settle in the days ahead. Tomorrow we're near average, but we're only looking at highs in the 30s for Wednesday and Thursday. So a midweek chill, that's for sure. Chance for a sprinkle in spots tonight. We had one out there earlier, and even though it looks like there's a whole mess of rain and snow to the north, the radar's bark is a lot worse than its bite here, and a lot of this is evaporating before it reaches the ground. But I can't rule out an additional, maybe isolated sprinkle. That would be about it. Otherwise, we're just dealing with a push of increased clouds. Low temperatures tonight will fall back into the lower to middle 30s as we head towards daybreak, so not too cold for this time of year. And then heading towards daybreak, we see plenty of sunshine to start off the day. But similar to today, while we start the day off with sunshine, we will see increasing clouds as we head through the midday and into the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow will be about 10 degrees cooler than they were outside today, climbing into the lower to middle 40s. And this cool down is just getting started. We're anticipating highs in the 30s for Wednesday and Thursday. Not unusual for this time of year. It's December after all, and there might be a few flurries, although we're not anticipating too much there. In fact, the next chance for a bigger storm looks like rain, and surprise, surprise, it will likely impact the weekend. Your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Police in Bloomfield are looking for a suspect after a man was shot and killed at a major intersection during the morning commute.
Fox 61's Jake Garcia joins us with more from police.
Bloomfield police say they were called here to the intersection of Bloomfield Avenue and Cottage Grove Road just before 9 o'clock this morning. Now, when officers arrived, they found 31-year-old Timothy Ross of Bloomfield suffering from gunshot wounds. Now, police began CPR until paramedics arrived. Now, he was then rushed to St. Francis Hospital where he later died. Now, when we arrived on scene, we could see this gray Toyota Camry in the middle of the street with both the driver and passenger doors open with a dented hood and bullet holes in the back driver's side window with shattered glass. Now, police are looking for a man driving a smaller white SUV with South Carolina plates of JDD 955. If you happen to see that car, you're asked to immediately contact local and state police. Investigators say the suspect, whom they have not yet identified, should be considered armed and dangerous. People who live and work nearby shocked that something like this would happen on such a busy road early in the morning.
That's pretty scary, to be honest, because like I said, this town is a pretty safe town. You know, I don't hear this kind of stuff every day. And I have family, and my family's always visiting, so I'm a little concerned now, you know.
Bloomfield Avenue was closed for 4 hours while police investigated. This scene also impacting workers and customers at a nearby retail plaza with a Starbucks and a Trinity Health Care of New England in urgent care. Now, the Starbucks location was closed out in abundance of caution, but reopened just before 1 o'clock this afternoon. A spokesperson for Trinity Health of New England said the clinic contacted patients this morning to reschedule appointments as needed, but the clinic and urgent care center remained open. Now, investigators are asking anyone if they have any video or any additional information to contact Bloomfield Police. In Bloomfield, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, the state launches an apprenticeship program for child care workers with the hopes these trainees will fill a gap in the state's ongoing child care shortage. The program will require a minimum of 2,000 hours of work at in-home child care programs and hundreds of hours of classroom learning. Once they finish, these apprentices will be fully credentialed. Apprentices will be paid while they learn, and child care jobs will be filled. State officials are calling it a win-win for workers and for families who are struggling to find child care.
A high-functioning economy really needs high-quality childcare, and Connecticut needs more spots for children so that their parents can join the workforce.
This program is the first of its kind in Connecticut. The state's Office of Early Childhood says about 30 people have already signed up to start this program next year, with hopes they can expand the program later down the line for larger center-based apprenticeships.
Well, new at 10, Hartford police are investigating a domestic violence incident that happened in a vehicle. Police responded to a disturbance on I-84 eastbound in Southington. They say 21-year-old Siobhan Johnson Sherman was sitting in the backseat of the vehicle and allegedly assaulted the front seat passenger. Police determined the passenger to be a family or household member of Johnson Sherman. She now faces assault charges and will be in court tomorrow for an arraignment.
An update tonight on a shootout between a man and police in West Haven. The officer who was shot in the leg has been released from the hospital. The West Haven mayor's office tells us he's able to walk on his own and appears to be doing okay. Police were responding to a domestic violence call when it happened. On Friday, police were called to an apartment on Terrence Avenue when that man pulled out a gun and shot a police officer. Another officer shot the man, and that man was taken to the hospital and was pronounced dead.
Well, the city of New Haven is expanding services aimed at gun violence prevention. City leaders and several local organizations announced new funding today to support people returning from prison and who are at high risk of involvement with firearms. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro has those details.
We are talking about a $2 million federal grant. That money will go towards supporting an expansion of what is known as the PRESS initiative, which is focused on gun violence prevention.
During COVID, we saw a spike in gun violence, and we're starting to see that in New Haven trend go downward. When you look at our statistics in 2022, at this time in the year, we had 115 people shot in the city. In 2023, we have 92.
PRESS, an acronym for Program for Reintegration, Engagement, Safety, and Support. That program launched back in March of 2022 with a focus on people returning from prison with firearm convictions and at a higher risk of involvement with firearms.
The reality is the percentage of people that return to prison is all too high in our city. In recent years, 32% of individuals released or discharged from Connecticut correction facilities are reincarcerated within 1 year.
The goal is to get those people back into society successfully through a coordinated multi-agency approach with supportive case management. The new federal grant will allow the program to boost its existing services with life coaches, a career resource specialist, and a family case manager.
We have folks who are high risk in the community right now. We don't have to wait until they're incarcerated for them to come out. And so this capacity, having more people on the team, is actually going to allow us to go into the community and work with folks who are at risk right now.
In my 26 years of law enforcement, I always felt like law enforcement was dumped with all the responsibilities of society, and we didn't have a lot of help. And now we have a lot of help.
All of this folding into the mission of the city's Department of Community Resilience, and the focus of that department is to address these issues like reentry, gun violence, and homelessness with a data-driven approach. Reporting in the Elm City, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
New details from a deadly crash that killed 2 people in Massachusetts. One of the victims was a teacher at Putnam Elementary School. Kayla Morey was a 4th grade teacher at the school. She was killed in a wrong-way crash in Webster, Massachusetts on Saturday. The driver of the car going the wrong way also died. Police still don't know why that driver was on the wrong side of the road. The superintendent of Putnam Schools released a statement on her death, saying in part, quote, "Miss Morey was a gifted and talented teacher who deeply cared for her students."
We have much more